Impact in 10 seconds. This isn't a drill. A hypersonic glide vehicle, moving at Mach 10, is screaming down towards the flight deck of the USS Gerald R. There is no time to turn the ship. There is no time to launch more interceptors. $13 billion of American steel, 4,500 sailors, and the pride of the United States Navy are about to take a direct hit. Boom! The question isn't why this happened. The question is, does the ship survive? For decades, the world has assumed that U.S. aircraft carriers are invincible floating fortresses. But in an era of hypersonic missiles and drone swarms, that assumption is being tested like never before. Today, we are going to run a full-scale wargame simulation. We will fire everything we have at the USS Gerald R. Ford to answer the ultimate question: is the age of the Supercarrier over, or is this ship truly unsinkable? To understand if you can kill it, you first have to understand what it is. The CVN-78 is not just a ship, it is a sovereign piece of American territory. Displacing 100,000 tons, powered by 2 A-1B nuclear reactors, and equipped with electromagnetic catapults that can launch planes faster than you can blink. It carries an air wing capable of defeating the entire air force of a medium-sized country. Taking out a target like this is the holy grail for any adversary. But here's the problem. Before you can even touch the hull, you have to get through the most sophisticated defensive network on the planet. We call it the Onion. A carrier never travels alone. If you want to hit the Ford first, you have to survive them. The Carrier Strike Group, floating 100 miles out, are the Ticonderoga-class cruisers and Arleigh Burke-class destroyers. These aren't bodyguards. They are missile sponges with teeth. They are equipped with the Aegis combat system, a computerized brain that can track over 100 targets simultaneously. If they see a threat, they launch the SM-6 or the SM-3, missiles designed to knock kinetic warheads out of the sky before they even re-enter the atmosphere. And they see you coming. High above, the E-2D Advanced Hawkeye acts as the Eye of Sauron, spotting threats from hundreds of miles away. Basically, trying to sneak up on a carrier strike group is like trying to sneak into the White House, wearing neon lights. But let's say you get lucky. Let's say you launch a saturation attack, hundreds of drones and missiles at once. You overwhelm the Aegis system. A few missiles slip through the net. Now they are closing in on the Ford. This is where things get personal. At 10 miles out, the Ford stops relying on its friends and starts fighting for its life. First, the Evolved Sea Sparrow missiles launch. These are agile, radar-guided interceptors designed to pull extreme G-forces to catch maneuvering targets. If the enemy missile dodges that, at 5 miles, the RAM, Rolling Airframe Missile, engages. It's a supersonic heat seeker that spins like a bullet for stability. It doesn't miss often. But if everything fails, if the threat is 1 mile out and closing at Mach 3, meet R2D2 with a Gatling gun, the Phalanx CIWS, a radar-guided 20mm cannon firing 4,500 rounds per minute of tungsten armor-piercing geometric destruction. It creates a wall of lead that shreds anything in its path. It's the last line of defense. But in our simulation, even the Phalanx isn't enough. The enemy missile is a hypersonic glide vehicle. It maneuvers unpredictably. It dodges the wall of lead, and then impact. The explosion rocks the ship. Fireballs erupt on the flight deck. The internet would tell you, that's it. Game over. The carrier is sinking. But reality is much more complicated. This is where the classified engineering kicks in. While we don't have the blueprints, we know the Ford is built with multiple layers of high-tensile steel and void spaces designed to absorb blast energy. It's the same principle as the crumple zone in your car, but on a massive scale. Remember the shock trials? The Navy literally detonated thousands of pounds of explosives right next to the hull just to see what would happen. The result? The ship shook, some monitors fell over, and then it went back to work. These ships are designed with redundancy upon redundancy. Multiple command centers, multiple power grids. You can blow a hole in the side of the Ford and she will still float. You can take out the bridge and she can still be steered. But surviving the blast is only half the battle. The real killer isn't the explosion, it's the fire. This is the secret weapon no adversary can copy. In World War II, at the Battle of Midway, the USS Yorktown was bombed so heavily, the Japanese thought it sank. But the crew patched her up so fast that when the Japanese attacked again hours later, they thought it was a different ship. That legacy lives on. Every single sailor on the Gerald R. Ford is a firefighter. While other navies rely on specialized damage control teams, in the U.S. Navy, everyone from the cook to the pilot knows how to fight a fire.
Pressure's up, holding steady, kicking back, brace. Good work, keep the flow.
We saw what happens when damage control fails with the Moskva in the Black Sea. A few hits, uncontrolled fire, and the ship is lost. On the Ford, the ship can seal off entire sections instantly to starve a fire of oxygen. Automated foam suppression systems flood the hangars in seconds. Unless you crack the ship in half with a nuclear warhead, the crew will keep her fighting.
Advance the line, don't let up. Moving in, cover us.
So, back to our simulation. The missile hit, the deck is damaged, the radar is offline. Is it a mission kill? Probably. The ship might have to withdraw for repairs. But is it sunk? No. And that is the terrifying calculation for any enemy. To actually sink a Gerald R. Ford class carrier, you don't need one lucky shot. You need to overwhelm an entire fleet, bypass the most advanced AI defense grid in history, and then punch through layers of classified armor and a crew that refuses to give up the ship. And if you manage to do all that, you haven't won a battle. You've just started World War III.
Report, what's the status on the Pacific sector? Sir, anomaly detected. It's moving toward the coast. Track it, get a lock, and prepare intercept protocols. Affirmative, sir. Locking on now.
What do you think? Is the age of the carrier over, or are they still the kings of the ocean? And what weapon system scares you the most? Let me know in the comments below. And if you want to see what happens when a submarine tries to hunt this beast, click the video on your screen right now. Dismissed.